Hey, singers and friends. Breathing, relaxing, and focusing. What about focusing on breathing? How about that? Truth is, there's a gazillion things you can try to remember when it comes to breathing. There's a lot, I know. Diaphragm, don't breathe up, and am I breathing down, in all these different places? And that's fine, and we can get into a lot of that stuff as time goes on. But first things first, in the words of Wim Hof, one of my favorite breathing experts of all time, one time he was being questioned on how to breathe better. All these different little tiny details, and he just said, he got overwhelmed and he just said, just breathe, man. And I always thought that was really funny because I get into it a lot myself, all these breathing things and just, oh yeah, just breathe. And my wife was recently in the studio and we were working on a song, and she hasn't been in the studio for a while, so she was a little nervous. She was doing some session work, and we had to go over her song, and she was a little anxious at times. And one of the things I noticed she did was right before a phrase would start, maybe the intro would be going, and she'd be standing there ready to sing. And then as soon as the phrase was getting ready to start, what did she do? She went like that and took a quick breath. And I thought, that's kind of strange. You have all this time to breathe before the phrase starts. And so I said, why don't you start breathing early? Maybe like a full measure, 3 or 4 beats ahead. And then you start singing your phrase. Sure enough, 90% of what she was singing got so much easier. Just because that time that you take to breathe beforehand really helps kind of ease things out. If you look at your songs when you're singing, you'll find a lot of times you have a lot more time to breathe than you realize. And instead of taking that quick, short breath right before, take some time to breathe beforehand. And then when you do have your quick, short breaths, because phrases can be very short and very close to each other, it won't matter as much because you haven't been doing it the entire song. You haven't been doing it since the beginning. You can handle it much better. You're going to be much more relaxed in general, so you can have a couple little quick little things here and there. So anyway, give it a shot. Take your time breathing, and yeah, you'll be surprised at how much better everything can get. So give it a shot.